Hello guys, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. This video is a quick look inside of Jasminer X16-Q. So I already removed these 7 little screws. I hope you guys can see. I use Phillips number 2 and basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of these little screws. So you unscrew basically this cover. It's almost like computer case. You have 7 screws all the way around. There's a little sticker here that you need to get under, which kind of breaks right away as soon as you peel it off a little bit. So I guess that's a warranty part, so just be careful if you don't want to do it. Don't do it, but that's for if you decide to, or you need to replace your server PSU and it's out of warranty. So once you remove those screws, you just simply slide and lift it up the cover. That's all it is to it. Very simple. Now next part is to get the PSU out. I already kind of pulled it out and put it back, so guys gonna show you step by step what you do there. You remove 4 of these screws, so let me get the camera closer so you can guys see. So you start up with removing this holding plate, so you can remove 1, 2, and then 3 of these screws. So once you remove it, this plate is gonna come out, right? So let's get it out. All right, when you remove that, you have 1 screw holding, this plate is holding your control board. So there is 1 screw attached to your PSU. There is 2 little screws, I hope you could see those, 1, 2, that you need to remove that holds the PSU from one side. Those are longer screws, all the other screws are short, so don't mix them up. And then there is 3 screws here, 1, 2, 3. Once you remove those, you don't need to remove, this is holding the control board plate. So these 2 screws you can keep if you're only removing your, you don't need to replace control board, just your PSU. Then you disconnect your PSU power cables just like that, unclip them. All right, and then you can take a picture to remember where is your wiring going where. You can label your fan wires basically and just pull this one out. That's your controller for LED, front LED. And then you press, hold and press to remove your dashboard connector right there. All right, and then you can unscrew these 4 screws right here. That's your negative and positive connector. Once you unscrew this whole thing, gonna slide it out. That's very simple. All right, so let's get back to it. After we remove this plate, those 3 screws, we go and remove this 1 little screw. We unscrew, there is 1 screw at the bottom that holding control board just to make it loose, because we're gonna need this wiggle room in order to lift up the PSU. Then we remove 2 longer screws here. Those are 2 longer screws right here. And then the 3 screws on this side of the PSU that connected to PSU, these little 3 screws. Okay, once you're done with that, you wanna push control board slightly out just to give a room, just enough to pass this PSU. It's kind of tricky. I mean, you could technically remove 2 more screws and loosen up this control board, but I figure you can do it because if you moving out control board, you are getting into the disconnecting all these cables. So I just didn't want to do that, so you could just slide this out. Tricky part was removing this positive and negative connectors. I had to remove this pin from hashboard because it's hard to reach these 2. Could probably do it, but just to safer, not to damage this wire, I had to disconnect that, right? So after you slide it out, you push slightly, hope you could see that, and lift it up and pull this whole board out. This is the PSU, 2 fans, nothing fancy, 120 to 180, 1 input, and input to 180 to 240 volts. And it's 83 maximum amp and 100 amp maximum. So I guess it's probably maximum 1200 watt PSU. I'm not sure is the that's similar what KS1 or KS2 using. I don't know if you guys use that. I didn't use that KS1 for CASPA anyways. So that's how you remove it. Then when you put the new one back, you just basically go same way, lift this thing up, slide it all the way down, make sure your connectors come through the holes, everything there, and then you can start attaching same way. You just attach the screw there screw there on the bottom, all the way there, and then put back together this plate. It's a back plate. It's pretty much like a stopper here for PSU so it doesn't slide out or what. So that's pretty much it, I guess. And that's also interesting, this plate separating the heat. So the heat from PSU, when it pulls out, it doesn't go from the up from here. Interesting design. So they just kind of separated this whole chamber. It's not just a stopper. It looks like it's also a chamber for air just going separately. All right, so that's pretty much it for this video. You could see the design, how the air comes through. So this being the best heater, my room heater, as it's quiet, it's pretty quiet. I think it's 40 to 42 decibel. The air sucks right through here, and basically the fan's just pulling air out. So that's very simple design, very nicely made. I like that it's made like a, pretty much like a PC case, probably the same size as a PC case, and it just, the cover just slides right in. You put the screws back in. Make sure you take a picture before you remove any connectors, your power connectors, so you put everything back together the way it was before you assemble it. All the screws are connected, and that's it for this video. Hope you guys like it, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good day. Happy New Year.